Chapter 100 Warrior Class, Bone-Thorned Fierce Wolf. Good. 1 more kilometer and we'll arrive safely, Shui Misheng said. Letting Mo Fan lead the squad was a sensible decision. This guy was even more experienced than the teacher. He used beast-seeking dust to predict the whereabouts of the beasts, diversion, and an instant kill with 0 casualties to pass through Mingyuan District. The number of magical beasts in Mingyuan District was far higher than the ones on the main street. Passing through safe and sound was indeed extremely fortunate. The concentration of magical beasts outside of the safety shelters is even higher. Everyone, make sure to not let down your guard, Mo Fan reminded everyone. The last 1 kilometer was a very normal commercial and public entertainment district. There was no clear main street, the small alleys and roads were quite complex. This kind of place was very suitable for hiding from magical beasts. At the same time, it was very easy to get ambushed by magical beasts. The movement of the 9 people was actually very nimble, unlike the large main group, where even changing directions took large effort. It seems like there are other magicians in the middle of a battle. Should we merge with them? Zhang Xiaohu asked everyone as he stood at a high point. They're too busy to take us into consideration. Let's continue walking, Mo Fan answered. Just when Zhang Xiaohu was about to jump down from the high point, he suddenly saw a big, fierce wolf head slowly stretching out from a bungalow. The barbed, tooth-like bones on its head were striking. Zhang Xiaohu widened his eyes, his breath nearly stopped in that moment. Heavens, that is at least a 3-story tall bungalow. That wolf head is still a bit higher than it. Just how big is the body of that creature? Is that still your average magical beast? Zhang Xiaohu, what are you doing? Hurry up and come down. Wang Sanpang called up to him. Zhang Xiaohu's entire being was completely shaken. He slowly moved his body to the corner before he gave everyone a shush gesture as he looked at them with unconcealable dismay. Just when Wang Sanpang was about to say something, Mo Fan quickly covered the mouth of this freaking fatty. Shui Misheng seemed to have realized something as well. He hastily gestured to everyone to find a place to hide. The 8 people quickly hid at the corner of the wall. None of them dared to even breathe. Their expressions were stunned and frightened. A deep breath came out from a place not too far away, and suddenly, a chaotic stream of air began to circulate along the ground. Dong! Dong! Heavy steps shook the ground. With every step it took forward, they could feel the entire building distinctly trembling. Zhang Xiaohu, who was hiding in the corner of the hallway, was like a puppet as he kept himself out of sight. He was almost as high as the huge wolf head. He could even feel that monster with 3 eyes sniffing in his direction. Shit, if this thing were to bite down, it could eat up all the people in this small room. Fortunately, the smell of garbage had concealed everyone's scent. Otherwise, with this monster's size, a claw slamming down would kill instantly. Dong! 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 The trembling sound of footsteps slowly grew more distant. The rigid expressions on the faces of the dumbstruck vanguard squad finally loosened up. Their hearts began to race viciously, beating so hard that they were unable to slow down. They didn't know just how far the creature had gone. Everyone had some lingering fears in their hearts as they remained still in their places, not daring to walk half a step. Who the hell can tell me what that was? Wang Sanpang asked with trembling lips as he gazed into the distance after the distant head. Zhang Xiaohu nearly fell weakly to the floor. His calves couldn't stop shaking. Too scary. How could this world have such a scary creature? It was on a completely different level than the colossal-eyed ape rats and one-eyed magic wolves they had encountered before. A monster with a body like that, their magic probably would not even be able to wound it. It's warrior-class magical beast. A 3-eyed magic wolf, also known as bone-thorned fierce wolf. Its 3 eyes give it a 270-degree arc of vision. Its body is as sturdy as steel. Its bones are sharp and craggy. For us, this is simply a nightmare-level magical beast, Shui Misheng said with an incredibly gloomy voice. This isn't something we are capable of dealing with. Xu Jiaoting said, his voice carrying a hint of despair. If an intermediate magician doesn't prepare in time, then they would also get killed by a single hit. We must leave behind a message informing the main group that there is a warrior-class creature here, or else it will cause colossal damage, Shui Misheng said. Everyone nodded. Mo Fan couldn't help but glance at the Silver Commerce Tower, now covered by the fog from the after rain. A warrior-class bone-thorned fierce wolf was already at this level of scary. Then what about the commander-level Darkwing wolf that was lying on the dome of the tower? Just how strong did a magician need to be able to contest against a creature like that? In front of that kind of magical beast, everyone was basically food awaiting slaughter. The heavy rain had stopped a while ago, but the mist had persisted through the city. A kilometer to the south of the safety shelters, a female magician wearing a blood-stained white uniform and dripping with sweat ran across a road. Behind her were two monsters that looked like pitch-black monkeys with abnormal bodies, in the process of ferociously pursuing her. They looked as though they were going to shred the attractive young woman into pieces. Wind disk. Tornado. The atmospheric pressure suddenly declined. The broken debris in the surroundings began to suddenly move and spin. The rotation became more and more intense, and soon enough, a colossal cyclone was visibly forming into a wind dragon as it charged and began to grow skywards. The cars that were parked on the sides were slowly leaving the ground. The street lamps were also being pulled out from their stands. The incredibly ugly monkey-faced beasts that were chasing the magician emitted miserable shrieks before they were mercilessly drawn into the air. The fiercely rotating stream of air made them float like grass. Boom! 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 The cars were crashing into each other. Metal fragments were everywhere. The two monsters were quickly turned into indistinct flesh fragments in the air, and what sprinkled down was a rain of scarlet-red fluids. A miserable death. After seeing this scene, Lin Yuxin's face grew a withered smile. Her gaze carried a bit of celebration as she attentively looked at the other magician who had came just in time. Mr. Yang, thank you, Lin Yuxin said excitedly. If I'm not seeing this wrong, then those must be the dark beast monsters which the Black Vatican loves ordering about, Yang Zuohei said with a solemn expression. That is correct. The disaster this time was caused by them, Lin Yuxin said with certainty. I also guessed that. Unfortunately, we don't have any bit of preventive to let this bow city. Sigh. Yang Zuohei's expression was filled with grief. This blood alert was really unforeseen. There was no way of knowing how many people had already died. I suffered from an attack when I was protecting the underground holy spring. Their objective seems to be the underground holy spring, Lin Yuxin told him. We already know that. They specifically wanted me to find you just so I could ensure the safety of the underground holy spring. As for the underground holy spring, you didn't give it to them, did you? Yang Zuohei said. Lin Yuxin shook her head. They had me surrounded. However, after they realized the underground holy spring wasn't on my body, they flew into a rage and wanted to kill me. I used a group of scattered one-eyed magic wolves to escape from them. You're very clever. If that's the case, where is the underground holy spring now? Yang Zuohei continued asking. I gave it to the student who was cultivating inside the underground holy spring. I believe placing it with him was much safer than carrying it myself, Lin Yuxin explained. Are you talking about Mo Fan, the kid with an innate dual element? Yang Zuohei asked with an astonished look. Chapter 101 A Chance Encounter with Instructor. Where is he right now? I don't know. I had him escape to the safety shelters by himself, Lin Yuxin answered. When Yang Zuohei heard that Lin Yuxin had not let the underground holy spring fall into the hands of the Black Vatican, he looked as if he was relieved of a burden. However, after learning the underground holy spring was in the hands of a student whose location was unknown, his entire being felt completely gloomy. Mr. Yang, why do the Black Vatican want the underground holy spring? What is their objective in calling over a group of magical beasts to attack Bo City? Lin Yuxin asked. The reason why they have destroyed Bo City is something we don't know yet. However, them wanting the underground holy spring is to completely eradicate Bo City, Yang Zuohei said, his voice carrying a hint of anger. Why? The underground holy spring is a several thousand-year-old heavenly treasure. Commander-level magical beasts are immensely attracted to it. Through the abuse of the pups of the Darkwing Wolf and the violent rain, they gave rise to this calamity. However, from the start until now, the Darkwing Wolf still hasn't extinguished Bo City yet. Their plan is to release the underground holy spring's gigantic pond to entice other commander-level magical beasts to attack Bo City. The magical beasts have an innate, instinctual thirst for these kinds of treasures that could allow them to greatly expand their strength. Once the underground holy spring's pond is released, the commander-level magical beasts within 100 kilometers will be drawn here by the smell. Bo City's defense line is already approaching a crisis, and those commander-level magical beasts who possess a certain intelligence will definitely profit from our misfortune. When that time comes, Bo City will become hell on earth, Yang Zuohei said. As Lin Yuxin heard this, she trembled in fear. The Black Vatican was too cruel. Not only did they entice the Darkwing Wolf and its clan, but they wanted to attract even more commander magical beasts. This would turn Bo City into a city of corpses. We must find that student called Mo Fan before the Black Vatican does, Yang Zuohei said, gravely serious. I'm sorry, I didn't know that the underground holy spring would influence such a big. You made a sensible choice. The underground holy spring being in the hands of that student at least indicates that it hasn't fallen into the hands of the Black Vatican. Yang Zuohei could only pray quietly in his heart that they didn't find Mo Fan first. Let's not be too optimistic for now. I'm afraid the people from the Black Vatican have guessed that I have given the underground holy spring to Mo Fan. I reckon they have already dispatched people to search for traces of him in the city, Lin Yuxin said with a calm and steady voice. There's no time to lose. Let's go find Mo Fan. If he was eaten by a magical beast, then isn't it better that a magical beast has acquired the underground holy spring, rather than the Black Vatican? Lin Yuxin suddenly asked. Yang Zuohei was stunned. That would indeed be true. In Mingyuan district, Mo Fan was walking along and suddenly sneezed, achoo. He rubbed his nose, wondering where that came from. Perhaps someone was concerned about him. The appearance of the warrior-class bone-thorned fierce wolf severely blocked their progress. Everyone waited until the dreadful creature was far away before they picked up the courage to continue their journey. On their own, they encountered a one-eyed magic wolf. Fortunately, the 9 people took action and settled the matter before it was able to attract other beasts. Xu Jiaoting was a lightning user. He first used Lightning Strike, Mad Whip to restrict the one-eyed magic wolf, followed by other people immediately beginning their bombardment with magic. When the one-eyed magic wolf was about to recover its movement, Mo Fan used a Lightning Strike, Wrath Shock. The one-eyed magic wolf did not have an opportunity to take action. He was directly turned into a tender carcass with a crispy crust. A team in possession of 2 lightning magicians did indeed have strong and fierce battle prowess. As long as the magical beast was not prepared to fight against them, they could basically decrease the danger level considerably. We're almost there. Thank the gods. Do you guys see the erected shelter light screen that is as tall as the city walls? That's the one. Zhang Xiaohou was standing on top of an electric pole as he excitedly told everyone. This 3-kilometer death route was indeed not very easy for these magic students who had yet to graduate. Now that they were about to arrive at the safety shelter, they were naturally wild with joy. Don't lower your guard, there's still 600 or so meters, Mo Fan said calmly. The 9 of them continued advancing. In front of them was a river that was beginning to stink. The river channel couldn't be considered very wide. The 2 sides had willow trees growing on the banks. The original Parasol cafeteria was no longer compact and aesthetic, it had been turned into a complete mess. The stinking river had 2 colossal-eyed ape rats in it. Fortunately, they didn't stay for long and began to swim further away. The 9 people cautiously crossed the bridge. The bridge had some visible damage, probably the result of a fight between a magician and a magical beast. Beneath the bridge, a disposed fire was still burning. Magical beast. Just as they made it to the center of the bridge, a deep blue wolf-shaped creature appeared on the other side. It was different from the one-eyed magic wolf, which stood on its 2 rear legs. This deep blue creature's 4 limbs were on the ground. The hair from the back of its head stretched all the way to its neck and shoulders. It was distinctly different from the savage one-eyed magic wolf that everyone had encountered before. Everyone was stunned at first, but after they realized there was a man sitting on the back of this spirit wolf, they all displayed delighted smiles, especially the students. Instructor Bai. Isn't this Instructor Bai? Thank heavens, we unexpectedly found a person from the army at a place like this. Shui Mesheng seemed as though he was relieved of a great burden. Mo Fan looked over and discovered the person sitting on the spirit wolf was indeed one of the practical instructors, Bai Yang. It is precisely that unusual summoner whose spirit wolf, that had been used to train everyone, was killed by Mo Fan. Bai Yang didn't seem like he only had a single spirit wolf. It was just unfortunate that this one's physique and aura were slightly inferior to the one which Mo Fan had slaughtered. How come you guys are here? Didn't you retreat in time? Bai Yang said to everyone from atop his spirit wolf. Wang Sanpeng, Xu Jiaoting, and He Yu saw the brave appearance of Bai Yang's domination over the spirit wolf. Their faces displayed adoration. Summoners were so cool. They could even tame magical beasts. In this kind of area where all transportation is completely blocked, a spirit wolf that could freely travel back and forth was more important than anything else. No one from Tianlan Magic High was able to retreat in time. The number of people was too excessive. The main group is roughly a kilometer behind us. They are following our vanguard squad to evacuate toward the safety shelter, Shui Mesheng said. Oh, I will contact the army chief to dispatch reinforcements to protect them. Your group and I will stay here and wait. There are a few magical beasts in front of us that are a bit hard to deal with. Bai Yang took off his army hat and revealed a gentle smile. Instructor Bai Yang, do you know how much danger we've encountered on the way here? The unfortunate thing is that Zhang Yinglu was killed, but fortunately, Mo Fan had experience in dealing with magical beasts, or else we wouldn't be able to reach here, Wang Sanpeng immediately said to Bai Yang, unable to stop his mouth from running off. Seeing the instructor here, everyone was naturally able to heave a sigh of relief. After all, this summoner instructor's battle prowess exceeded that of a magical beast. If he had more summoned beasts, then dealing with a few more magical beasts wouldn't be a problem. Oh, Mo Fan. Bai Yang's face had a distinct change. His gaze landed on Mo Fan's body. Mo Fan was puzzled. Why was this Bai Yang staring at him? Bai Yang jumped down from the spirit wolf's back as he strode in front of Mo Fan. His eyes were fixated on Mo Fan as he said, "We are all looking for you."